welcome to Agrarian Skies, the big build. So, just a quick work through of all the stuff that's changed since the last session. Well, for a start, I massively extended my dirt manufacturing facility because it needed it. These now all channel through to this oversized one where it does generate dirt at a reasonable rate. I mean, it's about 1 every 2 seconds. Next, as you can see, the circled valley is starting to come together quite nicely. It's starting to come together. That's the best I can say about it. Oh, that reminds me. I never turned that back on after the last session. So yeah, as you can see, it's quite an impressive little structure, this battlement. I mean, it's certainly no slouch, and it works quite well. I actually quite like this. I'm quite happy with the end result. I did figure out what was causing the lag, though. I had my graphics set up to set to the highest possible settings because I had been taking screenshots for the opening splash for these, and I forgot to turn it down again. Now, as we can see, we have another full quarter done. Actually, this is finished, and this section is just waiting on its second layer in a few places, and it's coming together nicely. It's one small corner over here waiting to be finished, and then it's done. So today we are finally going to mark out Orthanc, and we're going to mark it out using, of course, guide blocks because they just work. Now let's see. I'm going to use glowstone bricks for this section because for marking out. Now let's see. We want this to be out to within 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's make it 5 of this. And the core of Orthanc, I've always felt, is probably cylindrical. No, that's not it. Hang on, I might need an empty hand for this. Cylinder mode. Okay. So if we see, how are we doing? Oh, we can go a lot bigger than that. Now let's see. That's 12. So if we pull it back another 3. That's no. That should give us quite a large size tower, but with a little bit of space out here, which I want. So that is, what was it? That was 17. Okay. Now let's see what that looks like. That looks good. I like this. Okay. Now the overall height of Isengard is 150 from the base level here. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and that's 9. So it's 141 from here. Get up there. Come on. Up. There we go. This could take a while. Oh boy, this is going to be monumental. Appropriately so, in fact. Now, I do have one problem potentially with this. I'm not entirely sure that the guide blocks will work, so I may have to move the guide block up as I work. There we go. Let's see. If it lets me reach the whole way up, we'll be fine, but I'm not entirely sure that it will. Yeah. As you can see, we have a problem right here. Just 1, 2, 3. Okay. So I'm gonna have to do it when I get close to that point. I'm gonna have to start doing a little bit of mathematics and figure out where to replace the this block. Now, as you'll notice, I have got 5 of these building guides, and the more thoughtful amongst you will have to be wondering why. Well, if we put one here, and this is, oh, no, I want cuboid mode. There we go. Now that's much too big, and it's also the wrong color. But if we tap it with that, suddenly we get a different color that we can work with. Now, this is the entranceway, and I've always felt that, as I've said, I'm working from a drawing by an artist called Ted Naismith, as far as I can remember. And he did a drawing of Orthanc in the 70s, and it was much less sculpted than the one from the Peter Jackson movies. But it did have this more square. It kind of looked like the center was cylindrical, but the 4 great pillars that make up Orthanc itself were actually squared off. So let's see. Okay. Oh yeah, I don't want to do that. How's that? That's not bad. Let's see how that looks. That looks like it might actually work. I may bring it down one more. 5, 5. Yes, that works. That's just beautiful now. So what we're going to do is we're going to raise this guide up as high, and or nearly, because one of the things I am going to do is I'm going to reduce this in size up higher, so that it kind of slopes inward and it gradually binds with the central column before the central column flares out into this great, almost towered platform, almost an altar at the top of Orthanc. Okay, so we have 3 more of these to put down, and this one was the central one, so that's 5. And just make sure that that's, oh, it helps if it's the right shape. Although, you know something, that could be a happy accident. If I stretch that out good and high, that might actually work. So if I stretch that up to say 100. Yeah, if I get this up to 100, it might actually look good. Let's see. Now, I'm looking at this and I'm actually thinking, what if I put a cuboid and then use this as a guide to bring it in physically into the tower itself? That could be something really beautiful and really spectacular. The only problem with that is, how workable is it? Let's see. Not really sure that that's workable, but it's something I can experiment with off camera, because there is a certain degree of experimentation necessary with this. Okay, overall that doesn't look bad. That actually is quite beautiful almost. Now we get the other two in position. And I have got a spare guide block for any kind of no, other way. One, two, three, two, no, other way, other way, other way, other way. Yes, this is going to work. This is going to be awesome. Sad part is I'm not entirely sure how much this is going to be usable. Wait. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring that up to 100 as well. And I'll just mark out the bottom layer with glowstone. It's not going to be used as the building material, but it will give me a very easily discerned baseline to work from, because it's going to be this shape at least up to level 70, so I'm not actually too worried until I get to that point. Now I did decide I'm going to make this even tougher for myself, because as gorgeous, and let's face it, the obsidian brick is absolutely gorgeous. It looks great for a floor, but I don't think it works as a I don't think it necessarily works as a wall material. Holy crap, that's a big ass wizard's tower. This is also the reason I didn't go nuts with the obsidian pillars. Sugar. Did not mean to do that. I did not mean to do that. Okay, so we just use anything to reposition that. Because as you can see, the some of these are going to get caught by... Actually, those ones should be okay. This one won't. Okay, that'll work. Okay, so basically what we have here, I'm probably not going to have enough of this block. Go with this anyway. Yes, the obsidian brick, as beautiful as it is, I don't think it's right for the walls of Orthanc. It just doesn't feel like the right material to me. And that being the case, I figure... Can't believe I just did that. With that being the case, I just don't see why not use actual obsidian. I mean, it's much more beautiful. It's a block that isn't insanely difficult to make, and that's kind of important in this mod pack. And the other thing is, once I have them all positioned properly, there is very little worry about... Hang on a second, is that right? That 2? It must be. 1, 2, 3. Ah, okay, that explains it. There's another... There we go. No, that doesn't explain it. Why is there there's two back there? Oh, this is wrong. How is this wrong? 3, it's set to 4. There we go. Hang on. 7, it was set to 6 and 6 instead of 5 to 5. Okay. And this is why it's important to pay attention to what you're doing. And we have... I'm actually going to have to go get more of this. Maybe I should have used sand. Ah well. This is only a rough... This is just for roughing it out anyway. I'm not going to be using this as a material. Maybe I'll just do 2 sides of it just to get an idea of what it's going to look like. Well, the great thing is once I have everything positioned correctly, I can then use my builder's wand to do layers as long as I'm careful. The only thing that the place where it's going to cause worry is if I screw up the placement of any block, all of a sudden I'm in a situation where basically I'm not able to remove the blocks that I put down. Let's see. It's not bad. It's not quite right, but it's not bad. And as I said, this is going to slope inward, so from maybe about this height it'll slope inward, and it'll slope inward a little bit at top as well. Like it'll almost like the top of the tower is pinched in before it flares out. This is going to take a little bit of toing and froing with my block placements and yeah, that'll work. Why isn't that placing? Okay. Now bear in mind, each of these faces will also have a large doorway, and these doorways aren't going to be like the portals that I've made in other places using drawbridges and what have you. That's strictly a thing for other places. Orthanc is open to the world. That's not terrible, actually. Now what I might do is I might reduce the width of the sphere of the circle just a touch. No, that's up. Let's see what that does to the shape. Actually, that's a little bit better. That is a little bit better. I might actually go with that shape. Although it'll mean relaying all of this out. Yeah, I think that's a better shape. Definitely. Now, there are going to be multiple stories, and there are going to be elevator blocks going through it. And I'm just going to have to wait until I'm look out on an amaranth tree in order to be able to start making the amaranth steps that I want to use inside it. But that's that is basically our layout for Orthanc. So between this and the next session, I hope to have the earth laid out in at least 2 of these quarters, maybe 3. And as you can see, I am laying down a crap ton of these iron bars. Now the problem with these is if it's a single one, mobs can jump over it. If it's a double one, mobs don't jump over it, but a lot of things don't interact very well with them. So I am going to be putting in, like, on either side near Orthanc and at either side near the surrounding wall, the battlements, there will be these steel doors with glass. So in other words, transparent what's the word? Pressure pads, and so we'll be able to get in and out and work in there without having to use jetpack all the time. Because I have to say, as great as the jetpack can be, it is a little annoying now and then. So I think we will leave it there for now. And with the sun setting behind us, it's time to take a break once more, and we will be back again next week with the next recording session, whenever that is, with another episode of The Big Build. I reckon I am 4 more episodes away from actually finishing the big build. Now, that doesn't include putting stuff inside the tower and laying it out, but you know, I think as big builds go, it's pretty damn impressive. So yeah, we'll leave it there for now, and we'll just say goodbye. So bye, and we'll see you again next time. Bye.